March is already here, Rose.
Oh, good grief. It is March the 4th. Happy birthday, Ramona. Today is Ramona's birthday, and she's a really good friend of mine, and she lived with me for about 3.5 years when she was in her early 20s. She's like a daughter to us, and her birthday is today. She lives in Indiana. Happy birthday, Ramona. Sometimes we don't talk for a year, but you know what? Every time we do, it's just like we just saw each other yesterday. That's just the kind of relationship we have. Today, I am going to make something that is delicious. They're called onion fritters. Um, and we're going to be using, they're going to be gluten-free and sugar-free. We're using a lot of onions, plain cornmeal. That means doesn't have any leavening agent in it. Gluten-free flour, salt, baking powder, onions, buttermilk, and an egg. That's it. So the way I'm cutting my onions, I just had two kind of small onions. I cut it in half and then I cut it in quarters. Now you can cut your onion as small as you want, but we just like ours to be able to taste that really onion taste. So I'm cutting mine a little bit bigger this morning than I do with a lot of things. So I'll show you again. And I've got them in this little cup. This is a 3-cup measuring cup here, but just do as many onions as you want. We just like, these are onion fritters, so we like a lot of onion in them. So I cut my onion in half, then I cut it in quarters, and then I just start slicing, just like this. Now you can use this same mixture here for onion rings if you want to leave them in rings and just dip them in it. But to me, this is just so much easier and quicker than doing onion rings. Now, if I was going to have company or something, I would do them in onion rings, but probably not because this is so easy. All right. So that was 2 small onions. Hope y'all are having a good Monday morning. It's a little bit cloudy here. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, not supposed to rain today, but I think it's supposed to be cloudy, but it's not cold. So that's a good thing to me. All right. Now, we're going to make our mixture. Now, I've got a 1/2 cup of plain cornmeal, 1/4 cup, so I use half as much gluten-free flour as I do cornmeal. I'm going to put this is a 1 teaspoon measure, so I'm going to put about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now that's baking powder. So I'm going to mix this around. I've got my grease on behind me, getting hot. All right, now this is 1 tablespoon of stevia because I like them. We like them a little bit sweet because onions they have a sweet taste to them. But if you want to use sugar, by all means use sugar. If you want to use regular flour, by all means do that. We just try to be gluten-free, less sugar, sugar-free. So that's the reason I'm using the ingredients that I'm using. All right, now, I'm not sure how much buttermilk I'm going to put, but I'm going to measure it. All right, this is whole buttermilk now. Y'all know I love whole buttermilk. I'm going to start off with a 1/2 cup, and we'll see how that does. I may have to add more. I'm going to go ahead and add my egg. Don't add all your liquid, your milk, before you add your egg because your egg is going to add more liquid to it. It's going to make it looser. So before you add all of your milk, go ahead and stir your egg in. Okay? That looks just about right to me because it's going to be a really thick batter. You can see that. Can you see it, honey? See how thick it is? You don't want it thin. You want a thick batter like that. All right. Now we're going to add our onions. I may not use all of these. We'll see. Okay. That looks about enough to me. All right. And that's the way it's supposed to look right there. Okay. Now you can double this recipe, triple this recipe. I don't think you're going to want to half it because it's not going to make that many. Okay, my grease is getting hot behind me. So if you want to come right here, honey, I need to test it and see if it's hot enough. So I'll just put a little bit in there. And it's not quite hot enough. It's going to probably take another minute, maybe 30 seconds or so. So I don't know. That's beginning to fry pretty good though. All right. Now make these as big or as little as you want. I'm just going to kind of make mine like that. Now they're going to look funny because you got all these little onions sticking out. But it is onion fritters. So, okay. Now some of your onions may cook out, but that's okay. Because fried onions are delicious. All right. I think I'll put a couple of more in there. You don't want to crowd them. I'm just going to put one more. All right. Get my tongs here. I forgot to get my rack to put them on. So I'm going to let these brown on one side, flip them over, let them brown on the other side. Let me get my rack out and we'll be right back.
Grandmama, those look like hush puppies on onion steroids.
I'm telling you, y'all, these are going to be so good. I've turned them because you just let them stay in the grease long enough, and you want your grease hot enough. I had to turn mine up to 6, but you don't want it too hot because what'll happen, they'll get brown before your inside, before your onions cook enough. So you want it hot enough to brown it, but not so hot that it browns it before your inside gets ready.
I want them brown and crusty.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but you want your inside done too. So we're just gonna let them keep cooking. Okay. This is about how you want them, about the brownness that you want them. You want them to be real crusty and just, woo, delicious. So we're going to drop some more and kind of mash them down a little bit. All right. I'll take these up. Look at that. There was a little piece that came off. And I always put them on a rack. Don't put them on paper towels, because if you put them on paper towels, that grease off of them is going to be on that paper towel, and it's going to be sitting in that greasy paper towel. So always put them on a rack. When you fry anything, it doesn't matter what it is. Put it on a rack. And you'll have a lot crisper, a lot better food. All right. We'll be back when I get all these fried up, and then we're going to do a taste test on a big one for you. See you in a minute. Now, y'all, if you want something good, make you some onion fritters.
They are good.
And if y'all know anything about my husband, this is a glass of buttermilk right here. He loves, one of his favorite meals is cornbread and buttermilk. And if we've got fresh side, I'll make that to go along with it. But He loves his cornbread and buttermilk. Not me. Mm-mm.
She didn't go to a formal etiquette training school
I did.
when she was a young woman, so she can't appreciate buttermilk like I can.
Y'all look at that.
I learned to appreciate buttermilk from my mother.
Yeah, his mom loves cornbread and buttermilk.
Oh my.
When I was younger, I would do cornbread and sweet milk, but not anymore.
Ooh-wee.
No.
That's good. How about that first mess of green beans and spring potatoes? Those little red potatoes, fresh potatoes.
These are so good.
Oh,
He's got little spring onions, cut up spring onions in it.
A good plate of cabbage and sausage.
I cook these to go with a dish that I'm gonna make in a little bit. It's a 1 skillet meal. It's smoked sausage, kielbasa sausage, what sausage, smoked sausage that you like, cabbage and apples. And it's gonna be so good. I made these to go with it.
You're gonna put that on video when you make it? Okay, great. Well, you'll be able to put the two together and have a good meal. But I love this. This is enough for me.
Y'all, make these. They are so good. You could put, if you want to, you could put onion powder in here. But if you put as many onions as I did, you will not need anything else. It's perfect, just like this. Gluten-free, sugar-free. Love y'all. Food feeds the family. Family feeds the heart. God feeds the soul. Put deliciousness back in your onion fritters.
Sometimes the simplest food is just delicious.
It is. It is. So good.
Yep.
Love y'all. Please share this video. Subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell so you know when I upload a video. Leave me a comment. Love y'all. See you next time.
And have a great day.